Hey, let's talk faith. Um, I feel like I've already done a video on faith, but let's go further on faith. Um, Faith is believing in a positive result, even if you can't see what that result might be or how it's going to happen, that it's believing that it's possible. And you have to trust the unseen and trust your intuitive knowing of what is right and trust um, in a lot of ways how you feel, your true genuine feelings. You might have to clear out some emotional clutter to get to your true feelings. But I think as you really start to trust your feeling energetically and intuitively, you will start to see that faith is a lot easier than you thought. Faith is personal, you know. Um, it's a very personal experience between you and God, and no one needs to understand it but you. I think that we, as a planet, do ourselves a disservice when we think that faith um, is totally communal. There can be community in like-minded faith, but ultimately, your journey is between you and God. However way you define God, spirit, the divine source, it's you. It's your prayers, it's your contemplation time, it's your taking action on your intuitive messages, it's your practice, your self work. That's between you and God. And no one can teach you how to really do faith but you. And you'll know when you're in faith because there's a sense of, for me, it's a sense of peace and calm and knowing. Like, yeah, it's good. For others, it might be excitement or joy or gratitude or reverence. Whatever it is, figure out what your faith is and know when you're tapped into your faith and when you're tapped into your fear, right? And you'll know by how spacious, that's the best way I can describe it, things feel around you. Do you feel light? Do you feel vibrant? Do you feel alive? But if you feel stressed and you feel worry and doubt and constant state of frustration, you're probably not in your faith, you're in your fear. And how do you course correct is take a minute and just stop all the judgment. Stop all the, it needs to be this way. Stop all the, I gotta do it for other people. Be with yourself and see if God is giving you a message that can help move you forward that may seem like it's going against the current path that you're on. Because you can have what you want. It just might not show up in the form that you expect. You can have what you want, but there may be something else you need to do before you can manifest that thing. I was looking at some goals that I had written for 2016. This is a good story, actually. And I'll share this one. And one of them, it was the end of 2016. I was like, I want to have a peaceful, harmonious relationship with my husband. Within 6 months of me writing that, I was moving out of our condo and we were divorcing. And I was talking to him recently about it and explaining them. He's like, well, we do. He's like, the form changed, but we're more peaceful now than we've ever been, right? We get along better now than we ever been, than we ever did. And I was like, wow. And he's pretty connected guy. He's a pretty connected guy. And so it blew my mind. It's like, oh my gosh, it did manifest. Right? Here I was thinking, oh, it did manifest. It did manifest. It just came in a different form. So be willing to have faith in your desires and have faith that God knows the best way for you. And all you have to do is take action accordingly. As I was going through that divorce, like intuitively, Spirit was saying, yeah, hey, marriage isn't the right thing for the two of y'all. And now I know marriage isn't the right thing for me. You know, doesn't mean I don't want to be in a lasting, loving relationship. It's just not the right thing for me. And that's okay. I think I was attached to the form of what it meant to be an adult and to be in healthy partnership, and it needed to look like this and it needed to go this way. Well, meanwhile, he had his own perception of what things needed to look like, and they weren't a match. And we don't see it in the moment. And so forgive yourself, love yourself enough to take whatever steps you need to take to make changes, and then proceed. Life will be better on the other side. Like, we think all these changes are going to be difficult because our faith isn't strong enough. We think that God is only going to protect us to a certain point because our faith isn't strong enough. We think that the universe is going to be there to cheer us on when we cross the finish line because our faith isn't strong enough. But in actuality, the universe has been there since the moment you woke up. Spirit has been there the whole journey. And they don't just show up at the end. They're there the whole time. So that's where your prayer, your intuition, your solitude, your contemplation time, your meditative time is going to be of great value to you. It helps you practice your faith. And when you're practicing from a place of faith, when you are manifesting from a place of faith, you will be less resistant to change. You'll be less resistant to things that you think you can't do. I would have told you a year and a half ago, I don't do video. I love podcasting, and that's the way I put my content out. And Spirit had given me the message to do video around the time that I wrote that, I want a peaceful, harmonious relationship with my husband. There was also start doing video. And my brother had sent me a camera, and then I started writing some novels, and I was like, oh, then the divorce thing, I was like, no, I'm not going to do any video. And when you are meant to do something, Spirit's going to keep giving to you again and again and again and again, and eventually you'll wise up and you'll do it. And that's okay. I love, there's a truth bomb, Daniel Laporte, truth bomb. You'll do it when you're ready. And it's so true. You will. You will. And Spirit's going to be there to support you. Sometimes when you're really resistant, things will get difficult because that resistance causes you to second guess yourself. And that's when you will make choices and decisions that might not be for your highest and greatest good. So as a result, things might feel more uncomfortable than you would prefer. But I promise you, the moment that you open yourself up and you really lean into your faith and you follow the wisdom that's coming forward intuitively, your whole life will change in an instant. So that is my message on faith. It's a day-to-day journey, and trust yourself. Church and spiritual texts and work like my own are helpful, to get you in the vibration of your own faith. But ultimately, your spiritual journey is your own. And be willing to take it, and be willing to do so with courage and self-compassion. Until the next video, take care of yourself.